Today we've got another challenge build for you guys. This one comes from Alessandro Amici. They ask us to do a Sauron based build to focus on enchantment magic, fire magic, and shadow magic, and become Sauron in D&D. Fun build? Let's do it, baby. Now before getting into the build, I have created something for you guys. In the comments or the description down below, you're going to find a link to the Exorbitant Dream Casino. The Exorbitant Dream Casino is a fully functional casino with awesome gambling games that your party can enjoy, as well as it has a mysterious gang underneath that casino, and it becomes a one-shot as well. If you'd like it, it's yours completely for free. You'll find it down below. Alright, with that out of the way, let's jump into the build. Sauron is one of the most intimidating villains in fantasy, one of the most well-known, so let's do it justice. How are we going to bring it all together? Alright, let's begin with the lineage. Now, Sauron is what you call a Maia. Maia are like demi-angels in the Lord of the Rings lore. So we're going to go with something a bit angelic. We're going to go with an Aasimar. But of course, he's an evil angel. He's a fallen angel. So we're going to be going with the Fallen Aasimar. I like how that comes together. As for our stats, we need to be wearing heavy armor. We need to do shadow magic, fire magic, and enchantment magic. So our stats kind of choose themselves. First, we're going to need high strength to get that heavy armor. Then we're going to need some sort of spell casting. We're going to go with charisma. And then also, we're Sauron. We're a beast. We need our constitution up. The constitution going to be there as well. We can dump the rest. As for our leveling structure, we're going to be going 1 level into fighter. We're then going to be going 5 levels into Djinn Warlock. And from there, there's some options that we'll discuss when we get there. This level 1 in fighter gives us proficiency in constitution saves, and we are going to be a frontline concentration caster. So these can be very important, starting from as soon as level 2. But here at level 1, we also get a fighting style, either dueling or the defensive fighting style. Now, either are completely viable, but I'm going to be going with the dueling fighting style because Sauron is just a more aggressive character. I don't see him playing it very defensive. He wants to murk people as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and grab that while we're here. At level 2 or Warlock 1, we are going to be going into the Genie. The primary reason for this is that we get Genie's Vessel. Genie's Vessel gives us a trinket of some sort, maybe a ring, that we can then use its magic and have it be core to our character. Perfect for Sauron. As for which genie, we're going to be going into Efreeti. This is going to cover the fire end of the fire spell criteria that Sauron requires. And that starts off with Burning Hands at first level, but we're also going to be able to have something like Cause Fear or Charm Person to get the more enchantment side of things, but then we also have Armor of Agathis that we can flavor more as shadows to get the shadow end going for us, and it helps us be tankier in the front line. So now we have a lot of spells to play with as Sauron right out the gate. Here we pick up our invocations. There are a ton we could do. False Life definitely stands out to me to constantly be regaining a bit of HP in between every combat. It just gives you a lot more sustain, and I do like it for someone who's going to be this frontline. Eldritch Mind is going to be good for us to have advantage as well as proficiency in our concentration checks because we're already using a spell like Cause Fear in combat, and that's only going to continue as we level up. Whatever we choose, just keep in mind that once we hit level 3, we're going to take Pact of the Blade and we're going to get the improved Pact Weapon. Improved Pact Weapon is amazing. It's going to give us a +1 to our attack as well as a bunch of different things. It also lets us use our weapon as a spell casting focus, which is good, but it's kind of unfortunate because it makes you really want to pick up a shield. You just get a +2 AC, but Sauron doesn't use a shield. He just has the ring in one hand and his Morning Star in the other one. And so that really made me want to have a spell casting focus in the offhand be the ring. So I'm going to keep doing that despite, even though we could use our mace as the spell casting focus, more just a flavor thing. At level 4, we get our ASI, and I'm going to be putting it into Charisma. Our improved Pact Weapon gives us that +1, and it kind of buffers us needing to increase our strength. It's basically a +1 strength increase just by going into that, and we are going to be largely a spellcaster here, as you know, along with our martialness, and so I just really want to compound that as soon as possible. If we do end up getting to use a half feat here with our charisma, I recommend going into the Shadow Touched. This gives us invisibility, which is fun with the one ring to have invisibility. As for the spell we can choose, I would have gone Cause Fear if we didn't already have it, so I'm going to go with Disguise Self. I feel like Sauron is totally the type of person to act like someone else, to manipulate a situation to get what he wants. So I think I'm going to use Disguise Self here. At level 6 or our Warlock 5, we're going to be getting Thirsting Blade, basically getting extra attack, as well as picking up 3rd level spells, the all-powerful spell level. And really at this point, we've met the criteria for what kind of spells we're going to be casting. We have Cause Fear that eventually becomes Fear, the 3rd level spell, as far as Spreading Fear goes, which combines with our Fallen Aasimar ability to radiate fear as well. So we can fear a ton of people, which for Sauron, you know, makes sense. Then we have our manipulation side. We have charm person into suggestion into enemies abound, and this really allows us to mess with people's brains and manipulate them to our own desires. As for shadow magic, we have armor of Agathis and arms of Hadar. That goes into being spirit shroud and hunger of Hadar. All of this kind of either being shadow armor or these pools of shadow we can create. And then we have all the fire spells that come from being an Efreeti. We have burning hands into scorching ray into eventually fireball, kind of the pinnacle of our fire damage output. These all kind of combine to give us a couple different options. We can kind of be more of a crowd controller with our fear options, or we can be a melee damage dealer with spirit shroud and focus on being more of a martial. We can focus on armor of Agathis to be more tanky. Like, we have optionality here to kind of be what kind of Sauron we want to be. Personally, I'd probably lean into fear the most and be smacking people around. And that kind of leads into, what do we do after this? We could keep going Warlock, do a whole bunch of things there. We can go back to Fighter, go pick up a subclass, do a couple things there. Whatever I decide, I'm definitely going my second level into Fighter to pick up Action Surge. Action Surge is just really powerful once you have third level spells because you can just do these massive casting turns. You can do a Fireball into a Fireball, for example, to just do an absolute boatload of damage to a big group of enemies. And once we're at that second level Fighter, I feel like we might as well go get some extra flavor from that third level in Fighter. Some ideas of what you could do is you could go into Rune Knight. That way you can be big like Sauron is big. He seems larger than life and we can display that. Alternatively, whenever Sauron is hitting someone, it's like knocking them away. When you see him smack people, it's like blowing groups back. So you could do something like Battle Master or Psy Warrior to kind of get that effect. When you're smacking people, it's knocking them away. Whatever you decide to do there, I wouldn't go more than 4 levels into Fighter. You could go grab that next ASI, and then we probably go back into Warlock for the rest of our career. The reason why is we really don't want to get that 5th level in Fighter, as we already basically have extra attack, so it'd be kind of a waste. Now, that would be my Sauron build, but what would you guys do? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, you might as well leave a challenge build for us and hit that subscribe button. But with that, my friends, I hope you have yourselves an incredible day, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you then.